welcome to another episode of Sandy Killer Projects. Today we're going to show you how to do 3 appearance upgrades that total cost under $250. Each one of them is under $100. These will help the car look nicer, and one of them is good for functionality for working on stuff under the hood. So let's get started. Okay, before we get started explaining what this upgrade is, I have to explain, I'm going to have to tag this video as a promotional video because I am an Amazon affiliate and I got all these items through Amazon. I'm not sponsored by any of these products. The sponsorship is through Amazon, so it has to be tagged that way because of the fact that I could potentially receive profit from the links that you use. Okay, this upgrade is a Civic SI style spoiler. So it's a really simple upgrade. It has double-sided sticky tape built into the backside of the spoiler. The spoiler goes on after the car has been washed. You use a wipe to clean the surface to make sure the adhesive sticks. You need a tape measure to measure the distance on either side of the spoiler, and then some, I'm using a special painter's tape that doesn't leave residue behind to mark the distance once I have them equaled up. So all you do is you lay this down and measure the distance on the sides on either side, and then even them up and put tape before you remove the spoiler off. Flip the spoiler over, pull the red stuff off of the double-sided sticky tape, and then flip it back down in between your tape marks on either side, and then you have a Civic style SI spoiler. So I have the spoiler mocked up with the tape on either side. I'm going to flip it over, pull the double-sided sticky tape off, and then I'm going to also use the wipe to clean the surface underneath this. Even though I just finished washing the car, that's what all the water is on the ground there. So then I'll set it down and remove the tape on the sides, and it's all done. Alright, once all those steps have been completed, all you do is lay the new spoiler down and press down onto the sections of it to make sure the tape gets stuck all the way down, and you have an SI style spoiler on the back of your Civic Sport. Okay, for our second upgrade, we have a air dam that goes on the front bumper underneath. You don't have to take any of the parts of the fascia of the bumper off. The only things that come off are these little plugs all around the bottom side of the bumper. This is a 3-piece setup. The package comes with some brass screws to attach this piece to this piece, and then some extra screws to go up into the fascia piece on the bottom side of the bumper. These little plastic plugs pop in to the areas right here and right here, all along the bottom of the bumper, and this piece will go over the top. The double-sided sticky tape is used to put along the back to keep it up and in place after it's been screwed up, and so that the water doesn't drain in behind it. Okay, so at this point I've put that plastic piece up on with the sticky tape and pushed in the 3 pop plugs that hold that one in. Also done the driver's side one. At this point you could actually stop if you don't want that centerpiece in there. But I'm going to install the centerpiece. I think it looks a little better. So we're going to pull the 2 center pop plugs. I'm going to run some double-sided sticky tape along the back of this, and then we'll install the bottom bolt. Okay, once you have the center section installed on the air dam, the next thing that you have to do is install the hardware. So underneath where the 2 pieces come together is where these sets of brass screws go. Then there's also screws. These ones are the only ones that actually cause any damage to anything. These are to help keep it in place. There's 3 Phillips head screws that go along the bottom and screw into the bottom of your bumper, and then there's 4 on the other one. And when you're looking for these holes, I didn't install them on the far side of the dam yet, so they're just these little indents right here. Alright, so there's what it looks like all done. I think it's a pretty aggressive looking front end now, which is more what I was looking for. For the third upgrade, this one isn't an appearance upgrade. This is actually a functionality upgrade. So what this kit is a strut rod kit that allows you to put gas struts into either side over here so that you can stop using the prop rod. I actually think all cars nowadays should come with struts on the hood. It makes it significantly easier than dealing with the prop rod regularly. Let me show you what the kit includes. It includes 2 gas struts and the installation hardware. It has this little rod because this is actually the back thread for through the hood. The parts you're going to need are a knife, a 10 and a 12 for the ball and the nut, and then a 14 millimeter for the shock tower. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to unscrew the back bolt off of the shock tower. Okay, so with the 14, you're going to take this bolt off and set this bracket down into it. Then tighten the 14 back down. Then you need a 12 and a 10 to put this ball into place. Once those are done, it's going to look just like this. You'll only have the washer on the front. So make sure to do it on this side and then do it on the passenger side as well. Okay, so the top is a bit more confusing. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to poke a hole into the insulation for your hood and get it to go through this hole that's right there. That's the one that you're going to use for the top rod ball on the shock. So the next thing that's going to happen is you're going to take your bolt and your washer and you're going to put it up through that hole, and then there's a rod that goes on the other end, and it comes up through here to meet up with that hole. This metal piece ends up becoming your thread, and this white rod ends up dropping out of the way once you tighten it. These upper strut balls are actually a huge pain in the butt. I ended up coming up with this, and I bent the rod to get it to lay flush up against it. The other thing I ended up doing was putting a rare earth magnet up against this to hold the rod in place so I could actually get it to stay where I need it to for the ball to go up in and thread into it. But they are both installed. It took me a little longer than I would have liked. Installation of the gas struts from this point goes pretty easily. All you do is screw the ends onto the struts and then they pop into place. This is how it's going to work. You pop the hood, lift a little, struts raise it up. Took very little time to do all three of these installs. Super easy. We'll make sure to link all of the kits that we bought in the description to this video, so make sure to check those out. That's going to do it for this episode of Sandy Killer Projects. As mentioned to begin with, all these upgrades actually cost us about $240 for all three of them. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and we'll keep making more videos. Thanks for watching.